So hi, this is Hamish McKenzie for IIoT World here at Hannover Messe again. Delighted to be joined by Stephane Daeuble, Head of Enterprise Solution Marketing at Nokia. Welcome, Stephane.
Very good. Well, nice to meet you.
How are you finding the show so far? Any highlights in particular?
Oh, well, it's been very, very good. I mean, generically, we've seen a lot of traffic, a lot of interest from various types of industry. Discrete as well as process manufacturing seems to show a lot of interest for digitalization of their processes, and the whole industry follows the transformation. So it's been very good for us.
And I do think it's busier this year, right? Are you finding that as well?
It's it's a bit hard to compare because we're in a different position than last year. But we do seem to at least today see a lot of traffic. Okay. And getting a lot of the folks on the OT side coming over as well in this more IT-centric halls as well.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. All right. So let's get into it. I want to talk first off about some of the general challenges that enterprises today are facing as they're trying to make this digital transformation journey. How do you see that?
Well, I think that the starting point of all that industry for digital transformation is based on data and getting access to the data. And this is really where the starting point for every transformation has come from, is how do we get the data out of the machine and into a centralized point and analyze and get some value out of the data. And this is where we play as Nokia, which is about getting that data out easily by connecting those machines and those assets and connecting the worker with private wireless, 4G and 5G connectivity, very easily connecting those things, getting the data out on a reliable and secure wireless networks, so that you can then process the data. And this is really the starting point. And we are still in the early days of that transformation. Like most industry revolution, it will take between 30 to 50 years to happen, and we are at the early stage of that. But more and more industrial in manufacturing segments, mining and others are effectively taking the step of using private wireless connectivity to connect all the assets, connect the worker that today are mostly unconnected, and help bring significant automation benefits. So bringing the assets, bringing the data from the asset, extracting the value of it are some of the more challenges that we have today, but there are some progress in that space over the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And I mean, thinking about industrial environments in particular, why is it so important to be able to track workers and assets all the time?
Yeah, I mean, what we call situational awareness is critical to understand how your factory and your plant is operating, how your workers are doing, just so that you always know what is happening rather than having to travel long distance to understand it. You just see all of that in what we call digital twin, or based on video information to know what is happening in your plant. You can use that in real time to take decisions. You can also use the historical data to analyze it and understand effectively what is happening and how you can improve your process, how you can improve your efficiency. And in terms of tracking the workers or tracking your machine and assets, this is many other things as well. But like worker safety as an example, you need to track your workers to ensure in particular side of the plant when they're alone, there's nothing bad happens to them. So it can be used for many things, improving the efficiency but also worker safety. Yeah. And that data around location can also be used for other applications as well. When you combine multiple sensory elements together, you can get greater value of that data as well.
And it's interesting you mentioned safety, and obviously one of the massive buzzwords here this year, as it was last year, is AI.
Yes.
And safety is obviously a key KPI in industrial environments. So how is AI starting to assist from that safety perspective?
Indeed, that's a very important topic, and AI is another one of these that needs a lot of data to bring value. And then again, this connectivity aspect is very important and very closely linked to this AI. In Nokia, we've got a couple of innovations related to AI that we announced in the last few months. At Mobile World Congress a few months ago, we've announced a solution called MX Workmate. And MX Workmate is an OT assistant. So it's a bit like you have on your phone, except it's focused on industrial worker. It leverages all the real-time data that flows over the private wireless networks and into our industrial edge called MXIP, and then takes that, feed other manuals, for example, or process database, and fuse all of that to provide message to the worker or assistance to the worker to help improve day-to-day operation and how they improve the production rate, for example, but also assist them when it comes to emergency situation. So that MX Workmate, for example, when it detects a problem on the machine, can effectively take direct action and send message to the worker to tell them how to behave in case of that thing and where to meet, whether they need to put the gas mask, for example. Yeah. And even if the plant manager doesn't take action in real time, can even call directly the fire and safety team of that plant to help them. So that's the first area, which is a Gen AI LLM worker assistant powered by real-time OT data. the second one that we just announced, at this show, is a solution that we call visual position and object detection. And it's an application that runs on a solution. It uses the cameras around the plant to also position assets in the environment, but because it does that using object detection and pose estimation, which is all AI based, it's also able to understand what's happening around the plant. If a worker got hurt, if he fell, etc. And based on this, provide information and share it, contact the nearest worker to come and help, tell the plant manager that something happened, use, for example, the phone sensor to know how the shock was to go and help the worker. So AI, as long as it's fused by a lot of good data, can really help in terms of worker safety.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for those insights, Stephane. If you're watching this on the LinkedIn, then you can follow the hashtag. And obviously, if you're at the Hannover Messe this week, then please do stop by the Nokia booth, and you can find out more about what Stephane's just been talking about.